Yeah.
Well, you know what, man? We got real serious, and it's time to get a little bit more serious, even more serious.
Okay.
Do you know why?
Why is that, Michael
Because
Diamond?
we're jumping into Breggy news.
Can't wait.
Oh, Breggy
Oh.
news. So, Breggs, I'm gonna let you choose. What do you want to talk about first?
First
I've
let's
noticed that
talk.
I've been playing with this piece of plastic like a squirrel in my
Uh,
shot this entire time.
it's nerves, man.
I'm terrified.
Um, all right, let's see how some of these aren't working now again because why would they? But um, let's talk about Quentin Tarantino's Manson murder movie.
Let's do it. Let's see. Can I remember which one I assigned it to? Are you ready? Three,
Yeah.
two, one.
Yeah.
Oh!
So if you follow Paranormal Warehouse on Facebook and Twitter,
If you guys ever
uh,
heard of Facebook.com, it's a social media website where you can connect with friends. Um, you know, if you never forget anyone's birthday, it's really helpful. You can create a profile.
are you done?
You can upload videos onto it. It's a pretty big site. I think it's gonna.
Are you done?
I think it's gonna get pretty big pretty soon.
Are you done? You're kind of jumping into my segment here.
Okay. All right.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Um,
You got it.
so
Go
if
ahead.
you follow us on Facebook and everything else, or checked out our website, I posted an article recently that Tarantino just casted Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt for his Manson movie, which is called Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which takes place in 1969, which is basically the height of the countercultural hippie revolution and the height of New Hollywood. Um, So it's basically focusing on Manson, the murderers, Sharon Tate, all that fun stuff. And we all know the background on that. So they came out with the news a couple months ago that Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt will be starring in the movie. But recently, some info came out that Burt Reynolds, Kurt Russell, and more are joining the movie,
Oh
which
boy.
um,
Yo, who
it's kind of
doesn't want
exciting.
Burt Reynolds? You know,
Say again?
get him in here. Bring Burt Reynolds back.
Yeah, man, I haven't seen him in a while.
How old is
So
Burt Reynolds?
I don't know, pretty old. There's
Okay,
also talks that Al Pacino is going to make be a potential cast member.
that's cool.
So, I mean, there's a lot of talk, there's a lot of hype that this film is going to be huge and almost. I mean, Sony executives and stuff are saying it's one of the best scripts they've read.
That's
Uh,
crazy. I mean, listen. All right, let's get into this. You ready?
yeah,
Like I like Quentin Tarantino. I think some of his movies are overhyped, but what he does do well is like dialogue and stuff. So
uh-huh.
I like that because a lot of movies today are, um, you got like the Avengers and shit, which is awesome, but it's that's all visual insanity. The topic of this film, do you know if it's going to be centered around the murder event or just kind of like
No,
the era of the times?
I think that's like a main feature of it. I believe it's more of the times in Hollywood, but I think the main vision of it is the main plot of it is kind of like steering in the way of Manson and like when he rents out the ranch and like all his cult followers begin and all that, and then I think the Sharon Tate murders and everything else kind of wiggle their way into that whole plot story. Um, but I don't think it's just focused on Manson and the murders.
Cause that's a fucked up thing. Like that's a crazy event that took place. It's
Yeah,
pretty bad. And Tarantino is like a brutal. Like he has very gory films. Uh, so I think this is gonna be. I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be. I don't usually find things hard to watch, but I mean this is like a straight up pretty terrifying murder event where multiple people died horribly.
Yeah. Actually, when I was researching about this and the film, and like I saw some of the pictures, like the real pictures from the crime scene, I was just like, God damn.
I didn't look it up on purpose. I've been down that road before.
Yeah, it's messed up.
And it's just
but
like, oh, God.
talks are that this movie is going to be just as big as Pulp Fiction was for Tarantino, and
It's a bold
I mean,
statement.
right now the cast is really rounding out to seem that way.
Stellar.
And
It's a stellar cast.
yeah, I mean, just along with Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio, and now you're adding guys like Kurt Russell and Burt Reynolds, and then possibly Al Pacino.
I mean,
I'd see it.
I'm going to ask you a question. Now, we went to the quote-unquote Omen House to investigate.
Yeah.
Which has claims of the Tate murder situation.
Yeah.
Now, what about the original home? Do people just not talk about it? Is that considered? Was it ever talked about, like, haunted? Because the Omen House is down the street. It's like
right.
It's like two or three houses down.
Right. And I forget, years after the murders and everything else, somebody bought it, made it, and recorded albums there and stuff because he felt a connection to.
It was Trent Reznor, right?
I forget who it was.
It's not country music. Sorry.
Felt a connection to the spirits that were there, and he felt like it basically helped him write the albums. The house is no longer there. Whoever bought the house years after that bulldozed it down and built something else on that.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, man.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, the original house isn't there anymore.
Oh, damn. Yo, in the chat, let's get a plus or minus on country music. Let's get a plus or minus on country music out there. Just throwing it out.
Well, I haven't been looking at the chat just because I was looking at my articles. People are excited for the movie. Tarantino is a movie genius. Cara Sandra said will be gory, love the Dusk Till Dawn.
Dusk Till Dawn. 2 thumbs up. I haven't watched the movie in a long time. All right. So, Tarantino making this movie. I'm excited for it.
We are not sure, just answering a question in the chat, we are not sure who plays Manson yet.
Yeah, they're not, like, releasing any of that information, right? Just like...
Yeah, everything's very hush-hush other than who the cast is so far. And I think they're still trying to figure out who is going to play Sharon Tate as well.
Maybe they'll, like, put Al Pacino as the devil again. What was he the devil in? The Devil's Advocate. Wrap it around. Connect the universes. All right. Are you ready to move on to the next article?
Yeah, let's get into some aliens.
Oh. I'm sorry. That fell flat real quick. Oh, we got some aliens. We were just talking about Facebook. And now look at my segue. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I actually found this kind of interesting and funny, or I guess ironic. But you know how Zuckerberg's going through all that court shit right now because of all their data being released and given out to companies and all our personal information and stuff like that.
Right, no big deal.
And I just found it funny that now he's supporting this project that Stephen Hawking supported, which is basically they're using the Parkes Radio Telescope in Australia to try to survey millions of stars in the Milky Way, basically looking for intelligent life, aka aliens. The project's called the Listen Project.
It's original. So what are they doing in this project?
So the new hardware will allow the system to
Are they listening?
So the new hardware will allow the system to process 130 gigabytes per second of observational data from deep space.
Whoa, that's a lot of data.
The project is signed up for 1,500 hours of observation time with the Parkes telescope for 2018, which could result in the collection of almost 100 petabytes of raw data.
What's a petabyte?
That's over 5 million HD movies.
How many?
5 million.
It's a lot of that's a lot of I can't think of a good movie.
Great. So all that data will then be archived, open sourced, analyzed, and searched for signs of ET phoning home.
Yo, you think they're gonna remake ET?
Yeah, probably eventually.
I hope not. You can't remake ET.
They remake everything.
Yeah, it's kind of like an abomination. But yeah, what else? What else we got about these aliens? You know if they've heard anything?
There's nothing said about that yet, but it's basically costing $100 million.
Oh, damn.
Search the Milky Way for some alien life, and it was launched in 2015. So
you know, man, like, there's a lot of projects out there that should probably go to better causes, you know? But I feel like maybe this is a worthy cause to be throwing millions at. I feel like we should be listening out there for something.
I just found it funny that they're using this telescope to listen to the stars and all this stuff and for aliens and whatnot. But do you think he really, like, this was launched in 2015, this project? Do you think he somehow used this with the shit he got in trouble for?
You're throwing conspiracy out there. Probably not. Probably not. I mean, it's a fucking satellite. You know,
Yeah.
like, what? I don't know. It's random that he's just picking this up out of interest. Now you got me thinking. Is this like a James Bond story? Are they going to use a satellite to shoot a beam or something?
Oh, to answer your question, they did get some stuff. The project has already looked into mysterious signals called fast radio burst, odd blimps from a distant star system, and checked that the first interstellar object to visit our solar system wasn't actually an alien ship of some sort.
It was an asteroid.
No signs of life were detected.
That's cool, man. Yo, what would, if you were, all right, so aliens show up, right?
Yeah.
And they were like, yo, the only way we want to get a tour is like by some random citizen. Like, we don't want you fucking politician showing me around. I want a normal dude. And they pick out of a hat Chris Franklin Bergenser.
You don't know my middle name, do you?
No idea.
Wow.
I don't know. Let's not throw that out on the internet. But, so they call you. What would be the first thing you do with the extraterrestrial? Now, extraterrestrial, let me give you some standards, okay? Normal, standard, gray alien. A little bit taller, slender frame. Go ahead.
The first thing we do?
Yeah.
We'll get a beer.
Look at you. This is what we do. And then the alien will be like, you know what we do on our extra time? We develop circuits that help us travel through fucking space.
I mean, we could have that combo over a beer.
That is true. That is true.
Know?
You know? I don't know what I would do. Good talk.
What would you do?
I don't know.
All right. Well, we'll find out eventually when they invade Earth.
If they came down to invade Earth, it would be... I don't know. We wouldn't have a chance, I don't think.
No. All right, let's get into our last topic.
Go ahead. So I saved the photo because it's hilarious.
Again, if you follow us, ParanormalWarehouse.com, or on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, you might have seen the story about Zak Bagans buying the naked Trump statue for $28,000.
I saw a news report saying paranormal investigator purchases naked Trump statue, and there wasn't a split second in my mind that I didn't think it was Zak Bagans.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, they're calling him a paranormal investigator. You know, it's going to be like a big name,
right,
that they're throwing out there. But
right.
But yeah, go ahead.
Oh, real quick. HLOmen 78130 wants to know how the sage beer is coming along.
Oh, let's see how it's steeping. It's steeping very well. I can feel that the essences are flowing, and it's looking grosser by the second. So
Great.
I've been stirring it this entire time.
Can't wait to hear how you don't feel good tomorrow because you drink that.
I can't wait to have diarrhea at work. Go ahead.
Great. So yeah, Zach bought a $28,000 naked Donald Trump statue at an auction recently. Um, it was one of 5 statues, the only one that wasn't destroyed. They were basically set all throughout the United States when Trump became president, and nobody knows where they came from or who made them.
Are they
Well,
paper mache?
I don't know what the fuck they are, man.
All right, yeah, go ahead.
And so he purchased one as basically an investment, thinking that eventually it will be worth a lot more than the $28,000 he spent.
I think he's right.
So my question to you, Michael Diamond, if you had a spare 28 grand to spend, are you spending it on a naked Donald Trump statue in the hopes that it will be worth money, or what are you doing?
All right. Well, first of all, let me pull this photo up. Now, I don't know about anyone's political standings here, but no matter what, this is hilarious.
You think he just put it in like his living room, like in the corner?
I mean, oh, it's just so absurd. Oh my God Almighty! It could be anybody. Like the little penis and everything is just so fantastic. All right, so I have some questions about your question.
Okay.
I'm crying. Oh my God!
Don't cry, man. It's okay. You didn't spend the 28,000.
It's so funny. So now, am I given a check, a $28,000 check, and I have to spend it, or do I have like Zak Bagans money where I could be?
You have Zak Bagans money.
Oh, I would definitely buy it if I had the opportunity. 100%. 100%. First of all,
but would you buy it? Wait. Would you buy it because you thought it was going to be worth money in the future, or would you buy it just because it's funny?
I do think that it has the potential to increase in value over time.
Uh-huh.
That fact is far superseded by how fucking hilarious that statue is. I'll just keep it in the front doorway of my house, so people walk in and they get a little,
almost like a coat rack,
like a little Donald surprise, you know?
Yeah.
Very funny. Very funny.
Well, I'm interested to see what he buys next.
What's he gonna buy next? He bought a bunch of stuff, man. He bought
Well, he always buys like
ghosty stuff,
haunted objects, possessed objects for his museum. Actually, what it says is he's gonna have it in the haunted museum in Vegas. For now.
Well, lucky everyone that works there, you know?
Yeah.
All right, well, congrats to him on his new purchase.
Yeah.